Good evening and welcome to Thursday Night Live, Ontario Votes 2011. I'm your election host, Deeanna Charrion, reporting to you out of our East York studios. If you take a look behind me, you will see we've made some stellar changes and extended the newsroom as colleagues from the University of Toronto Scarborough campus are working hard on election coverage and other stories. Also joining us are sports journalists writing for Toronto Observer that publishes nightly on our website. Later in this newscast, we will receive a hockey update during the season opener of the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Montreal Canadiens, tonight at the Air Canada Centre. In our 10:30 show, we will once again update the game and other sports news. It's 14 degrees, going down to a low of 8 degrees this evening. This is Thursday Night Light, Ontario Votes 2011. Tonight is the 40th Legislative Assembly to be appointed. Elections Ontario reports that 625,000 Ontarians already voted through advanced polling, increasing from 452,000 in 2007. Advanced polling began September 21st and lasted only 1 week. Ontario NDP leader Andrea Horwath is dubbed the wild card, according to the Globe and Mail. In Beach's East York, PC candidate Chris Menery wants more provincial funding for community activities. Michael Prue wants to help different communities, also this one. Liberal candidate Helen Burston is focusing on education and healthcare. And in Don Valley East, sports the youngest MPP hopeful and supports the NDP plan to put $20 million into the education system and have a 4-year tuition freeze followed by the removal of interest for OSAP. Kathleen Wynne is the incumbent and wants to continue to roll out full-day daycare. And PC candidate Andrea Mandel-Campbell is a veteran journalist who believes Ontario needs to reevaluate healthcare, education, and handling finances. The PC candidate for Toronto Danforth is Rita Jethi, and she wants to give the community better chances of finding employment. And the incumbent NDP Peter Tabbins wants to stop the erosion of public health care and other services. The Green Party has never elected somebody into the provincial legislature. In East York, Sean Alley hopes to be the one to get in. Although he deferred questions when it came to issues such as religion and education, he wants to improve funding and priorities to transit and healthcare. Joining me now is our Scarborough analyst, Yamri Taddese. Yamri, what ridings are really hot in Scarborough?
Good evening, Deanna. I would say Scarborough-Guildwood, which had two very high-profile candidates running. The incumbent MPP, who's Margaret Best, she's also the Minister of Health and Health Promotion and Sports for Ontario. She's pretty well known and she has lots of support, but PC candidate Gary Ellis, he's been a tough contender. And that's because he's also well known in the community. He is the former police superintendent for Divisions 42 and 43, and he's also run in the last election in 2007.
Okay. And which party do you think will be the most successful in Scarborough?
I would say currently all the ridings in Scarborough, all 6 ridings in Scarborough have Liberal members of provincial parliament, and they're expected to keep, if most of them are expected to keep their seats tonight.
Excellent.
Yeah. And we're going to be covering Scarborough-Guildwood, Scarborough Centre, Scarborough Agincourt, Pickering, Scarborough, Scarborough-Rouge River, and Scarborough Southwest for the print and online versions of the Toronto Observer. So our viewers can go on our website at torontoobserver.ca for election news and analysis.
Thank you very much for that coverage. It's sure to be an amazing race. Yamri Taddese for Scarborough Observer's analyst for Thursday Night Live. We will give you the numbers and our results in our later newscast at 10:30. Now for a brief look at sports. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens kicked off the 2011-2012 NHL season tonight at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. After one period of play, the score was all tied up at zeros, with Toronto committing 2 penalties. Montreal outshot the Leafs 14-4 during the frame. Early on the second period, the Leafs forward Matthew Lombardi got the puck past Price on a shorthanded opportunity to open the scoring and give the home team a 1-0 lead. The defending Stanley Cup champions Boston Bruins begin their title defense in Boston tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Bruins look to recapture the magic that saw them beat Vancouver in last year's finals. Through one period of play, the Philly leads 2-1 after goals from Claude Giroux and Jakub Voracek. Brad Marchand scored for Boston. The Canucks will try to rebound from last season as they face the Pittsburgh Penguins at home tonight. Puck drops at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Elsewhere in sports, the New York Yankees look to defend their home turf in a series-deciding Game 5 against the Detroit Tigers. The game is underway right now with the Tigers leading 2-0 in the bottom of the first. And that's all for sports. Thanks to Mike Woodrow of Centennial Sports for the update. From our East York studios, thank you for tuning into our coverage before the results come through in less than half an hour. I'm Deeanna Charrion from Observer TV News, and please have a good night.